touch it, lick it, suck it. I'ma get on top and ride it just the way I know you love it. Let's see how many times you could bust that. Give it to me hard, I'ma give it to you right back. No hands, no break, no intermission. I'ma need rounds. Let's start from the beginning. Go ahead, baby. What's your
Final round.
You beat it up, so knock it out tonight. For round 3. You beat it up, so knock it out tonight. For round 3. You beat it up, so knock it out this time. For round 3. Now it's you and me, and you on top of me. It's 6 round 3, and you on top of me. It's 6 round 3, and you on top of me. Anticipating our time with you and all the things we gon' do with you. You said that good things come in 3, so I'm expecting nothing less than a trilogy. Wanna feel the heat, gonna make me sweat. Better drip, drip, drip all down my neck. I brought you me, now her that's too, so tell me what you gonna do. You said you want it, and you need it, and I got you, boy. And I brought you something fun, basically a live toy. I feel the heat, with her on top, I'ma take my seat, and we gon' ride this thing like a roller coaster. I want round, this round 3. You want it, you need it, you got it, boy. I just need some dedicated silence. You beat it up, so knock it out tonight. For round 3. You beat it up, so knock it out tonight. For round 3. You beat it up, so knock it out this time. For round 3. Now it's you and me, and you on top of me. It's 6 round 3, and you on top of me. It's 6 round 3, and you on top of me.
I was drowning in all my insecurities. They whisper, give up on all your dreams. They said you might as well give up. You'll never be good enough. Don't even waste your time. Girl, you ain't never gon' shine. But I knew better. I knew something was planted down in my soul. I just had to take hold. So I reached down and shook the dust off my light. Shook the dust off my light. I reached down and shook the dust off my light. Shook the dust off my light. Sometimes this world will bring you down. There's darkness all around you. There's no peace to be found. Don't give up. Don't you quit. It's more to life. It's more to it. If you fall, you get up again. Don't you quit. This is not the end. You'll get better, stronger, and wiser. The future is so much brighter. Reach down and shake the dust off your light. Shake the dust off your light. Just reach down and shake the dust off your light. Shake the dust off your light. Reach down and shake the dust off your light. Shake the dust off your light. Just reach down and shake the dust
shining, so they throwing shade on you. Don't let them put you down, cause it's far from being over. God gave his hardest battle to the strongest soldier, and that's why I salute you. Yeah, true that you crying yourself to sleep while you locked in your bedroom, medicating your scars and healing your war wounds. Meditating is hard when timing to make it soon, but baby girl, you a star sitting under the blood moon. What they feeling is irrelevant, cause what I see is a queen shining from all of her melanin. True satisfaction over settling. Haters can't wait to see when you lose, so you better win.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, shine. This little light of mine.
You remind me of that girl that reminds me of you.
That was Reminds Me by Eric Nolan. Mark Ribbons with you at 107.3 The Wave, the smoothest place on your radio. Coming up, more great grooves to ease you into the evening.
Seems like it's been forever since I've seen your pretty face. Girl, my eyes feel good on you. I'm intoxicated by your frame. I look at the pictures every night that you send to my phone. So much anticipation, I can't wait to let you know I missed you. Did you miss me? That's when she said, boy, it ain't no mystery. I wanna kiss you. So she kissed me. Guess she really did miss me. They say separation good for a relationship, but I might have to disagree. With us that notion just don't fit. I look at the pictures every night that you send to my phone. So much anticipation, I just got to let you know I missed you. Did you miss me? That's when she said, boy, it ain't no mystery. I wanna kiss you. Kiss me, baby. So she kissed me. Guess you really did miss me. I missed you. Did you miss me? That's when she said, boy, it ain't no mystery. Mystery. I wanna kiss you. So she kissed me. Guess you really did miss me. Ooh. No matter where I go, all the way around the globe, you're the only one my heart still beats for. No matter where I go, you're the only one my heart reaches for. I'm serious. I'm a wreck when I'm
2. It's the Vibe on Air. Mr. D's the open mic king. And we in the building right now. For some reason my headset sounds garbagey, but I don't care. But I'm here. Make sure you call in and follow us, like and subscribe. 216-526-1555. You call in. You definitely gonna want to call in because we got tax information for you. We got tax solutions right here in the building. They're gonna give you solutions about your taxes. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on everything, all social media. Or just simply go to www.thevibeonair.com. Of course, I got the ratchet news, and there's some real ratchet stuff in the news today. Really ratchet stuff. We're gonna talk to Rudy and Francesca. You'll see me by the name Francesca. That ain't stupid. He didn't get a response to them. But we gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about this. I got the ratchet news. What's going down? Of course, we play music videos. And shout out to everybody that sends out music videos, so we appreciate that. Keep sending them. All you gotta do is send them to the email right here, vibeonair@gmail.com, and we will listen to your music and play it. Even if you suck, we will still play it because that's what we do. We will talk about it bad later, but we will play your music. But when we come back, we're gonna play some more music videos. We're gonna hop into the ratchet news. We're gonna talk to the Jones duo here about taxes and tax solutions. But of course, I need y'all to do me one thing. One simple thing, man, because I support everybody, man. I try my best. I really do, man. I go out of my way. And it'd be so hard sometimes. So I need y'all to do me a favor. And support me too.
If you or someone you love need to be freed, call Mr. Deeds. With immediate response, 24-hour bail bond service for misdemeanor or felony charges, Mr. Deeds is ready, serving all courts in all counties with affordable bail bond service.
Mr. Deeds is who you need to be free.
This is Waylon Richard Clemens, aka Mascot, VOK.com, and we tuned in to live on air where you can support live.
Sit up out the club with the homies. Get up out the studio is what they told me. Even if they stay all night, I won't be. Gotta get home today with my baby. Bartenders getting rich, shots is flowing. DJ in the booth got the speakers flowing. Everybody on 1 million going. It's one hell of a night. Why is this girl so thick that don't make no sense? I know she see me looking. But for now, excuse me for staring. Can I be your friend? Can I be your friend? She ain't dressed like a thot, nothing is showing. I'm thinking that's what a guy got me going. Her smile and her personality is glowing. I'ma just leave it alone, just maybe. I like the way she looking, man, it's doing something. Make me really wanna get into something. I don't need to be getting into nothing, cause of my girl at home. Why is this girl so thick that don't make no sense? I know she see me looking, I can't help it. Before I knew it, I said to her, excuse me for staring. Girl, can I be your friend? Can I be your friend? No, I love what you wearing.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
Melanated goddess, a title that fits you but still is modest. I'm just being honest. You gave me life, I'm still astonished. To submit, I promise. Every day I must pay homage. Give me strength and knowledge to help me break this European bondage. Queen, forgive us for the times we betrayed you. Black queen, forgive us for the times that we played you. Black queen, forgive us for the times that we raped you. Black queen, forgive us for the times that we slaved you. Black queen, forgive us for the times we didn't save. Black queen, forgive us for the times we tried to break. Black queen, forgive us for the times we enslaved. Black queen, forgive us for the times we disobeyed you.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
If you dark skin, brown skin, light skin, a mix, we all African. And they brought us in on the same ships, made us strip, put us in they chains and beat us with they whips. The black woman is the sole reason we exist. Black queen, thank you for giving us birth. My black queen, thank you for letting us nurse. My black queen, thank you for putting us first. My black queen, thank you for seeing our worth. My black queen, thank you for making it work. My black queen, thank you for surviving the worst. My black queen, thank you for healing this hurt. My black queen, thank you for life on earth.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
My black queen, my black queen, my black queen, my black queen.
Yo. Check 1, 2, can you hear me? Yeah, that's it. It's the vibe on there. Mr. D is the open mic king. And we back in the building. If you want to hit us up and talk to us, feel free. 216-526-1555. You just heard music from my man Cam Cleveland with Sade Renee, the black of the berry. Also had to hear that Cha-Cha-Cha from my cousin Chastity, straight out of Atlanta. And of course, Be Your Friend by Marlon and Coles, with Coles and Champion. With Marlon Coles and Jay Sean Champion, I should say. And before that, before we even came back, you heard Eric Nolan, I Miss You, Catherine DeNille with the light feature Mookie Montonio, and Silka feature Catherine DeNille with that round 3. If you want to send your music and have it played on the show, feel free to send it to www.thevibeonair.com or send it to thevibeonair@gmail.com. We got tax solutions in the building, Rudy and Francesca. They're going to be talking about solutions for your taxes. Talk about their business and all that. But right now, what we about to do is talk about some business. Stupid business. It's about to be real dumb. So there are some dumb people in the world that do dumb shit. So without any further ado, and I feel like I'm blowing my shit from the front down.
Ratchet News.
Today in Ratchet News. What I'm going to do is do like I always do. I'm going to start from the least ratchet to the most ratchet in my eyes, possibly in yours. But it's some ratchet stuff going on today. Some people famous, some people unknown. Who cares? They doing some ratchet ass stuff. And we going to talk about it. And this stuff, once again, I cannot make this stuff up. This is real. If you need my sources, I'm not going to give you all that information. You can search for it yourself and find it. It's in the news, fool. But let me bring up the visual first because we got to go there. So look at this dude. He look like he worked for the Serbians or something. He look like a hardened criminal, hardened trailer park criminal. Well, man gets arrested 3 times in one day due to being released on bail reform law. If you don't know anything about bail reform, being I'm a bail bondsman, I could talk about it. Bail reform is where they're trying to eliminate the surety bail bond agent and just let people go without any guidance or supervision or anybody to bring them back if they don't come back to court like they're supposed to, right? Well, with bail reform, this is what's happening. People getting out and then getting arrested again, and then getting out and getting arrested again. This is not funny, but it's funny. 3 arrests in one day, spread across 7 hours and just 2 blocks. Damn. Those are the dizzying numbers from just one suspect that has the Troy Police Union calling for changes to the bail reform law. This suspect is Scott Nolan. The laws are allowing suspects like Scott Nolan to be released without an appearance ticket instead of being taken into custody. And with an appearance ticket, which means he didn't have to be arrested. They just gave him a ticket and a warrant and let him go. Now, let's find out what he did. The Troy police believes that this is putting an unnecessary burden on their officers by having to repeatedly catch this man.
Oh, my damn.
And I mean, they also say that the new laws diminish the power of arrest. The state's new bail laws tangled up Troy police in a game loop of catch and release. They arrest Scott 3 times in 7 hours. Around 9 a.m., they arrested him and charged him for shoplifting. He was released with an appearance ticket. Hours later, he assaulted a man just before 2:30 p.m. He was arrested and released again. So far, he woke up, decided I need something to eat, but didn't want to pay for it. Got arrested. They released him. Later on, he walking down the street. Hey, man, you got my money? No, I ain't got your money. Smack him in the face, get arrested, and they released him again. Then just before 4:30, this wasn't even 2 hours later, they saw him hit another person with a brick. Police charged him with second-degree attempted assault and third-degree criminal possession of a weapon. This time, it kept him in custody. They just basically become a reactive instead of a proactive a police department, says the president of the Troy Police Union. So basically, for smaller crimes that they can think are like misdemeanors or just below traffic, anything below a felony, they will give you a ticket to let you go. But if you do a felony, then you get arrested because then you have to get charged by a judge. But even if he gets charged by a judge, the judge can still release him without bond because they don't have any bail system anymore. They said Lavenio says that the dude's criminal history is 50-page long and that has to be printed out every time he's arrested. He says the process uses uptime and taxpayers' money. It's a moral killer. They know that they're not doing the real police work that they want to be doing. And fuck the police. What about the bonds people? The people that are put in charge. That's what our job is to get people out and make sure they go back to court. So now, not only do the police got to rearrest people who keep getting out and go back and do something every 2 hours, but then they not. If he get out on bond right now, who gonna look for him? Nobody, because the police don't retroactively look for nobody. They don't look for nobody unless they catch you, and that's it. So to bail reform and to this dude that just kept getting out and going back in because how you get out and then just keep doing shit like you just got out. That didn't make sense. I don't get it. But Next thing we got to talk about, because this is dumb. This pisses me off every time I read this. There are 3 dumbass, dangerous challenges that people are doing with TikTok. If you don't know what TikTok is, it's like a picture app. You can do different shit and edit it and whatnot. Well, now and people do all kinds of challenges on TikTok or whatever. You remember the mannequin challenge and whatever other challenges you could think of. Well, there are 3 challenges that people are doing, and they're dangerous, and they keep doing them, and people have been getting hurt. And I'm going to give you the 3 most dangerous ones that's told to me by the internet. But the first one would be the Skullbreaker Challenge. The title says it all. It's a viral craze originating in Venezuela as, I don't know what they got some Venezuelan shit, but it's called the Skullbreaker. Depicts 3 friends, and we use the term loosely because they fucking somebody up, jumping next to each other as the outside buddies kicks the middle guy feet out from under him, and this action sends the person crashing to the ground, landing on the back of their head and breaking their skull. So-called. Not only has the alarming trend led to injuries in Miami, New Jersey, and Arizona, but Daytona Beach, Florida police said they've charged 2 high school students with a misdemeanor battery and cyberbullying following an incident there. If you haven't seen this before, let me show you a little something. It's messed up, but it's so stupid. Look how high he got. Boom! I think this was their mama. That's their mama. This is crazy. And that's where somebody would have been getting their ass whooped about this time if that would have been me. Mexico recently did their own version of the Skullbreaker, but repeatedly used a sweater instead of their feet. Excuse me, wow. Used a sweater instead of their feet to trip a girl and doing it a face plant. So she went face first. So that's the Skullbreaker challenge. The next challenge, which is a dumbass challenge, is known as the Penny Challenge, which is also known as the Outlet Challenge. This endeavor is literally shocking. It's a fire hazard in the making and has been called beyond moronic and pathetic. It involves slipping a penny between a partly dislodged phone charger and the wall outlet and watch the sparks fly. If you haven't seen this one, and if you got kids and they do it, you need to whoop their ass. Watch this.
The penny, get out.
I'm scared.
Just put it in
in here.
No, the top. From the top.
Yeah. and people have damn near burned down houses, started fires. It's stupid. You can electrocute yourself. You can electrocute yourself. Last month, pranksters at a Massachusetts school gave it a whirl in leading a local fire official to observe that a fire could have been undetected and burning in the walls, endangering everyone in the building. After leaving charred evidence in their wake, the students face various charges and possibly punishment from the school. And if you ever search the Penny Challenge, you will see like some of those sparks. Like that was little. The stuff I've seen was ridiculous. Like it was like almost blew out the fuses and the shit. Somebody need to whoop. Nah, I ain't gonna even get into it. I ain't get mad. The last one is just stupid. The last one is the cereal challenge. This one just seems nasty from the outset, but it also could have potentially dangerous end results. In this test of wills, a person pours milk and cereal into the open mouth of a person lying down and then eats breakfast from the human bowl. Yeah, that means I lay my head on the table like this. Somebody else poured milk and cereal in my mouth, and then you have to eat out my mouth with a spoon. Nasty.
Fuck you!
For real.
Bruh.
It's nasty.
Oh, hell no!
But needless to say, things can get super messy, not to mention become a choking hazard for the voluntary vessel. If you guys are cool with cereal in your lungs after you choke, I guess that's cool. I don't know, but this is what it looked like.
Hi guys, in honor of Cereal of the Day, we're going to be doing the cereal challenge with my sister. Hey! Okay, bitch.
I'm actually really excited to open your mouth, bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ribbon!
Why?
That's usually what happens.
Milk.
You said over here.
What fucking...
I was waiting for it to get soggy, bitch. Wait,
Oh my god.
I don't know. He looked like he used to swallowing stuff. But these challenges on TikTok are ridiculous. TikTok provides an extensive list of community guidelines that state the company does not allow content that is excessively gruesome or shocking, especially that promotes or glorifies object violence or suffering. It also outlines risky activity or other dangerous behavior that are not allowed, including activity that encourages, promotes, or glorifies such behavior, including amateur stunts or a dangerous challenge. But ain't that what mostly TikTok is? Rudy, you use TikTok? By the way, y'all can put your headsets on. The mics are on, by the way. Y'all can say stuff. Y'all ain't got to be scared just because y'all do taxes. But I mean, just, you know, kids go on there, they dance a lot, do little silly dance routines and everything. But these challenges is stupid and they reckless. Especially that the skull breaker one. Somebody would get their ass beat. But the cereal one is just nasty. I don't want to eat out nobody else's mouth. Eat a bowl of cereal out somebody's mouth. What's wrong with you? So to all the people that do that dumb shit, somebody need to slap y'all asses. Wrong with y'all. Grow the fuck up. Now the last ratchet piece of news is it's trending right now. And then I'm gonna read this story first just to give you a piece. I don't know if y'all know, but Dwayne Wade has a 12-year-old son who's coming out as transgender. And, you know, people are, you know, trying to, you know, support that. You know, of course, it's Dwayne Wade. People want us to support Dwayne Wade, support his family and everything, even though, you know, whether you believe, you know, gay or not, whatever, people have their choice. That's the way it is. But, you know, there was one particular person who was very robust about his opinion. Would you like to hear it? Well, here it goes.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna... Like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Oh, shit! Like, bro. For real, if he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman.
Man, I'm not with that.
He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet.
Please.
Don't cut his fucking dick off, Dwayne Wade, bro. You fucking tripping, dog. You tripping, dog.
Now, the last time we heard from Boozy Badass, he was talking about the Gayle King situation, which, you know, she was bringing up the Kobe thing after he passed, which, you know, he was valid on that. He had his opinion there, too. He got his opinion here. But here's the thing. I don't think nobody mentioned about anybody cutting Dwayne Wade's son dick off. I don't think that was ever mentioned. Did y'all hear that? I don't know. Was that in the news? That wasn't in the news. He said he wanted to be transgender, right? Yes, that's it. Now, and I'm not an expert on this, so just because I know shit don't mean I'm an expert, and don't think that I'll beat your motherfucking... transgender people don't necessarily have a sex change. Yeah, they don't. They just like to dress and pose as that sex, but that don't mean they give up the fun bits. So yeah, he might want to be transgender. That don't mean he want to have a sex change and be what you call it, what they call it, post-op, pre-op, however they call it. I just know shit. That's why I'm good at this. But Boozy was mad as fuck. Boozy been just getting mad a lot. He about to be who that dude that used to get mad all the time? Niggas. Who? Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman get mad. Well, I don't think that a black man. Well, back in my day, that's my best Morgan Freeman. But Boozy was mad. Look at his face.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro.
Where's he
Dwayne Wade, you going too fucking far.
It's like a finance room. Like in finance or something. Walmart. Yeah.
I swear, yo.
He walking through Walmart angry as fuck.
They don't even know what they.
Walking through Walmart mad as fuck, Boozy badass. You the only nigga still got a box cut. Right, why you in Walmart?
See, he should know how to tax plan, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, but you know, Dwayne Wade ain't the type of dude that respond back to that type of shit. So there isn't any flashback yet. That's not to say though, but you know, it's his 12-year-old son. And yeah, his 12-year-old son may be gay and want to be transgender, but what can he do but be supportive of it? That's still his child that came from him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's what it is. That's what he want to do. But yeah, I mean, that don't mean he cutting his dick off, Boozy. There's nowhere that he said he's gonna cut it. Let me read through this real quick.
It's not there.
Yeah, I don't see nothing about chop. He ain't even said he was eating with chopsticks. Nobody caught that joke. Fuck it.
Shut up!
So to Boozy badass, which by the way, he ain't that bad. I'll fuck him up. No, just play.
Get your dumb ass down.
Calm down, nigga. Calm down, bruh. It's all right, man. Smoke some calmer weed or something. Stop doing that mixed Molly shit. That's the ratchet news for the day. If you want to hear more ratchet news or if you have a ratchet story, feel free to send it to thevibeonair@gmail.com. We're going to hop back in here and talk with our guest today, the Joneses, because everybody want to be like the Joneses.
Sure hope not.
At Tax Solutions Incorporated. And we're going to talk to them in just a second. We're going to hit you with some more of this Vibe on Air. Mr. D is the Open Mic King.
What's up, everybody? This is Hub Rudy, and to the Vibe on Air.
Something in my soul pulls me away from you. I don't wanna be another sad it's bad. It feels real bad. I can't fight, but it's over. Oh, I tried, but it's over. I don't wanna be another sad song. I don't wanna see another good love gone. Every time that I try to find a reason to fight, something in my soul pulls me away from you. I don't wanna be another sad song. I don't wanna see another good love. Every time that I try to find a reason to fight, something in my soul pulls me away from confusion. That feeling feels cold and have you used and all my own. I'm all alone. All I know is when I try to find a reason as to why I can't seem to get this love thing right. I die a little more each time. All I know is when I try to find a reason as to why I can't seem to get this love thing right. I die a little more each time.
Are you looking for professional tax services? Do you have a family or own a business? Are you tired of long waits, calling for updates, tax errors, or inexperienced tax preparers? Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. Virtual or in-office appointments that saves you time and money. We do what computer software systems can't. Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. We service business, personal, and nonprofit clients. We also offer on-demand specialized workshops and classes to help you grow personally in your business or your nonprofit boundaries. Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. Let us assist you with keeping your books and records in order year-round. Tax Solutions.
Every single time.
You're not gonna keep talking to me like this. You need to just start listening sometimes.
Don't cry, don't be shy, don't ask why. Don't matter if you fall, long as you try. What you feel versus the real, push it to the side. Stand your ground, don't compromise even if they cry. When times get hard, you gotta hustle harder. Never thirst for what it's worth, learn to tread water. Turn a blind eye to the lies, keep it moving. Never disguise what you realize, keep pursuing. What you do, gotta match what you say. Be the king to her queen, never play with hearts. Finish when you start. Find a way when you get lost. Hold your pride even if it costs.
You're as strong as me. Focus, try and believe. It's not hard as it seems. Young king, you got power. Right away, you gotta read your mind of what they say. You're a king, don't trust, always be love. Don't let them take your power. You're as strong as me. Focus, try and believe. It's not hard as it seems. Young king, you got power. Right away, you gotta read your mind of what they say. You're a king, don't trust, always be love. Don't let them take
Now the little boy that's been taught to never find what he lost. Mind and heart meet at roads that would never cross. Never hold what you fear, even if the tears roll. Forgive and let go, never let another control. Your soul can get damaged if you don't learn to manage. Distribute the issues, blessings can miss you. And don't be afraid to let love in. Mama died, daddy abandoned, but learn to trust them. And when it all seems perfect, don't Don't try to sabotage or wait for lies to surface. It might be the person, it might be the earth is rotating in your purpose, and the wait just might be worth it. I know the world tries to paint the picture with lies on the canvas. What a man is often disguised. Walk in the fashion that your actions speak louder. Identifying strength under false pretenses. That's power.
By the way, you gotta read your mind up, they say. You're a king, don't trust, always need love. Don't let them take your power. You're as strong as me. Focus, try and believe. It's not hard as it seems. You're a king, you got power. By the way, you gotta read your mind up, they say. You're a king, don't trust, always need love. Don't let them take your power.
Baby, I'm sick of all this fighting. It's just like you're making it more than what it is. Nah, man, see, sometimes my pride get in the way, you know? Well, I guess we gotta fight for love.
Got a catch. Finally. After catching last fiasco.
So we couldn't have made this a solo mission. Got me riding the goof troop here. We're not taking the Benz, baby. We'll take the Buick.
Lord, you know damn well Kitty Love don't mean no chaperone. Especially this one. You ain't got nobody else.
Well, you know I'm known to keep the pussy in line.
Come on, get some of this catnip.
Case in point. So, this guy's taking his life a little too serious on her. I need you guys to fix it. That's more your department, but you're here for reinforcement.
We're gonna make it work.
Please.
It's all about the love.
No silly love potions. And maybe the bar for this guy's haircut. I recommend mine. Give Joe Massey a call.
Get it done, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
You good? Okay, cool. Straight man. You do something in your hair?
And you did?
Oh, alright, let's go.
If you're mad, just say you're mad. We ain't leaving it this way. We don't communicate. We gotta try to see eye to eye, or meet somewhere in the middle. You give, I give a little, no quits, no giving in. Push through. That's how we'll win. You and me, and that's all it'll ever be. No distance come between us. Boy, you know I mean it. We gon' fight for love, yeah. We ain't giving up, no. We gon' fight for love, yeah. We gon' fight for love. Oh, yeah.
It amazes me that we're too blind to see that there's no me without you and no you without me. Oh, I know I called you baby, called you out your name, but you'll always be my baby. That ain't never gonna change. Oh, how I miss the simple things like taking long walks to the park. And you tell me that you love me, making sweet love until dawn. What was straight is now slanted because I took you for granted. And now you're walking
Yeah. Don't you wanna fight for love? Don't you wanna? Don't you wanna fight for love? Oh.
D's Open Mic King, and we have a Vibe on Air exclusive. Vibe on Air exclusive. We just reported the story of Boozy Badass and how he was upset about the D-Wade conversation situation. Well, there's more news. Yes, there's more news. Boozy Badass was just recently banned from Planet Fitness for his comments that he made about D-Wade's son. My question is this. Why the fuck is Boozy Badass going to Planet Fitness? You got money, get you a trainer. You don't go to no goddamn. You try to save money. You try to save some $19.99. He all mad too, like the gay dude won't let me back in, y'all. Don't go to Planet Fitness. They got roaches and rats. You don't go to Planet Fitness. Hire a fucking trainer at your house. What's wrong with you? But yes, the Vibe on Air, Mr. D's Open Mic King. Feel free to call in. We got our guests here. We're going to talk to them in a second. First, make sure y'all follow, like, and subscribe on all social media simply by going to the Vibe on Air at gmail.com. Send me your music. Send you any ideas you might have to the show. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me information about that. We'll talk. Or just simply follow Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Terror Squad, if they got their website, I don't know. Everything, the Vibe on Air. Go to the Vibe on Air. Search the Vibe on Air and go to all of that shit that they have about it. But currently, right now, we about to talk to our guests. They are tax solution experts. They will get your taxes together and make sure you are taxed right. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Rudy and Francesca, Tax Solutions Incorporated. Let's take the audience slow. Yeah, that's how much they like you. They really like you. They really do. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
What's going on?
It's great. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's well.
Made it another day.
That's great. That's great. So you came logoed up.
Yes. Shout outs to our guy at Custom Tees. He got us together.
Even though that yellow is messing with the green screen, but it's all right. Nah, it's cool. Yeah, couldn't be helped. Couldn't be helped. Mr. Rudy. Now, I actually know these two for real because, Rudy is a brother of mine, and, of course, Francesca is his wife, so she's a sister, I guess. Is that how that works? Yeah. Rudy really don't have any emotional features in his face. This is how he look all the time, just so you know. Like, how you feel, man? I'm excited. Really?
You don't even have to act because you don't have any emotion.
You don't. He's a nice guy, but he's like a robot face. I agree. Very well. He's like Spock with taxes. But Spock with taxes, you like that? Wait a minute, I gotta give myself the air horn. Hold on. So let's talk about Tax Solutions Incorporated. Now, I've known you for a while, and we've had conversations about different things. When I first met you, you were doing the real estate business.
Yes, sir.
And you was doing pretty good with that, because every time I went to something that had to do with Keller Williams, I don't know if I can say their name on the air because they ain't paying them nothing. They mentioned Rudy Jones. They was always mentioning Rudy Jones. I'm like, that's my dude. I came to the right place. But now I was, when you was saying, hey, I want to, talk about our stuff on the show, I was thinking it was going to be about Keller Williams, and then you hit us with the Tax Solutions Incorporated. What made you decide to want to get into the tax business?
That's a very good question. We've been doing taxes since 2011. So we both worked for H&R Block. I was actually a manager at H&R Block for a couple of years, so I understand the ins and outs of the entire tax business, from the office, the marketing, doing everything with the taxes, payments. I, manage the staff, 3 or 4 people. So I was already versed in not only just doing taxes, but learning taxes, but also watching the company and how they actually perform their business. So that's why I decided to start my own business. So,
I mean, it really came down to empowerment. So they only pay, pennies based upon what they're actually bringing in, and then they weren't teaching, the people that are coming in there how to be better, how to have a better future. So it just became a situation where our integrity took over. Okay. So why can't we have let's have a company where we teach people what to do with their money, give them reasonable prices, and then get paid.
Now, I know you sent me a list of things, Rudy, and I can't remember them all because, I don't go off scripts. That's just me. The vibe on air, we vibe out. But you have a list of certifications that you have in the tax business. So why don't you break that down so people can see that the profession you are. And I need y'all both to talk into the mic because that's the way that people will hear you and let your voice resonate across the waves.
Well, we are P10 certified, which stands for Practitioners Taxpayer Identification Number. You want to make sure whoever is doing your taxes, make sure they have one of those numbers. That means they're certified by the IRS to be touching your taxes. At the bottom of the page, there's a P10 number. I have one. So make sure your tax professional is really a professional, not just your auntie cousin hooking them down the street just doing some taxes. You want to make sure they know what they're doing and they registered by the IRS. Second thing we have is the EFIN, which is Electronic Filing Identification Number. This gives us the ability to get your money fast. That gives you the ability to jump over somebody who is doing taxes themselves through TurboTax or any other software. This identification number allows us to go ahead and send our returns to the IRS, get a fast return, and this allows us to offer bank products. We have refund advances where we can get you up to $6,000 of refund advance up to your on your tax situation. This year we've done several people's taxes and got them checks. And then within the next 2 or 3 days, a check comes in, boom, advance on your money. So, you want to make sure your tax professional is able to do these type of things to be able to give you the service. And then we can also offer no upfront fees as well. So,
So being legitimate pays off. We have almost 15 years of experience between the two of us working in the tax industry. Our bachelor's degrees in business. We have accounting in there. We got master's degrees. So, we pretty lit.
So, it just seems like y'all need to be calling in real quick and trying to get, because this is tax season right now. Everybody got to get their W-2s or 1099s or whatever. If you got interest, you want to talk about that. Anything that you can, get some money back from or deduct or whatever, you need to call in and talk to Rudy and FRANCESKA right now. The phone line is on. I think it is. Yeah. 216-526-1555. I paid the bill, so we good. 216-526-1555. I'm gonna ask a couple questions myself. Being that I am actually a TurboTax expert. customer support. I mean, product support. I don't know anything else about taxes. But this is a question I had. Somebody was trying to do a Schedule K, and they were worried about the L1, what is line L1? Trying to I forget what were they talking about. It was an interest for something, and they were trying to itemize it, but it kept coming back with a negative number, and they were trying to figure out why was that happening, which is something I couldn't talk about because I don't do taxes. But maybe you could shed light just for somebody to, because y'all seem to know what y'all talking about.
Well, that really sounds more like a technical issue because Schedule K. So when you're putting in information that is about what is that, interest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that sounds like more of a user error than an issue with,
That's what I told her.
It was a user error.
That's what I told her.
So they had to check the numbers that they're putting in there. You shouldn't get any type of negative numbers when dealing with interest. It doesn't make any sense at all. So.
Now, here's another question. I know somebody, and somebody told them a long time ago they could file exempt on their taxes, and they did it for years, and now they still owe money to the IRS, and so now they're trying to clear this up, but they behind like maybe 10 years in taxes. How can they dig themselves out of a hole like that? What can they do? I mean, now like they don't have any, like, say that they might have been employed part of it and then self-employed part of it, so they may have W-2s. Some of that stuff may have fallen off because after 7 years, don't some of that fall off, or is it still there?
Not with the IRS.
Not with the IRS. They still keep record of all that.
Yeah, they can go back as far as they want.
Wow.
The biggest thing I see when you owe money, just get on a payment plan. If you call the IRS and say, hey, man, if I'm $10,000 or $15,000 or some money years back, if you just get on a payment plan and pay them every month, they won't garnish your wages or they won't start taking your refund. If you just get on a payment plan, that's what I tell my clients. Oh, they're going to take my money. You think they're going to take it? I don't know, sir. Get on a payment plan. If you get on a payment plan, that looks like you're in a good light with them to go ahead and pay this off. So if you get on a payment plan, you're going to pay $10, $15, $20, $50, whatever it is. Just get on a payment plan. We can help you set up the payment plan. We can give you the website, the phone number. You got to call in, get on a payment plan. It's part of our tax planning that we offer as a service for free. We get you on the right path, tax planning for the future, so that way you won't be in these situations. But you got to reach out to us, though.
Right, but let's say, like, in that same situation, they might, they're getting all these letters saying they owe this much, but they never filed a return. So how do they really know what this person owes? Are they going off of just what the base amount might be? Is there penalties involved?
So it's a combination of that. So say that person had a W-2 from a job. They get a copy of that W-2 and the IRS gets a copy of that W-2. Okay. So that's how the IRS knows whether you made some money or not. Or if you worked like an independent contractor, they get a copy of that income statement. So they know you made income and didn't pay taxes.
But what if it's somebody who had unverifiable income? They 1099, or they're supposed to be, they're self-employed, but they have to do the company doesn't provide a 1099.
So if you are self-employed, it is your responsibility to pay taxes.
Right.
So, people want to think that the IRS and the government are in the shadows and they don't know what's going on. They know what's going on. And so, especially if you have your business like registered with the state of Ohio,
right.
If you don't have your business registered with the state of Ohio, they would know. But yeah, that's the first thing. They get a copy of all your income statements. So then, if you don't file, there's interest and penalty, and that compounds.
And so that's what be killing a lot of people then. When they haven't done their taxes and that money keep getting, that's the interest and penalties. That's really, yes. But now you get all these commercials. We can fight the IRS. We could talk directly with the IRS. We know them, and we could talk them down on the interest and penalties. Don't be stuck with the IRS. Stick with us at Rape You Solutions, something like that. So is that, I mean, do these companies, it's not like they really have a direct link to somebody like, hey, he's a client of ours. Can you just,
hook them up?
Yeah, like, can you get them to hook up? Does that have it?
I mean, at best, they're like an attorney or something like that where they can kind of negotiate on your behalf, and that's all that's going to happen. They don't have like a homegirl or a homeboy over at the IRS that they can be like, hey, take it easy on them. It doesn't work like that.
Because they'll claim they have people that used to be IRS agents or something like that.
Yeah, no.
So, what other services do you provide for taxes? Besides taxes. I mean, inside of that scope.
So we do personal taxes, so that's just, regular everyday people. We do business taxes, so if you own a business or if you're self-employed. We also do nonprofit. If you have like a nonprofit organization, we do your 990 forms. Another thing that I like to say about nonprofits is that you are only held to doing those every 3 years. So if you have a tax professional who is charging you year after year to do those,
they rape you.
They get you.
They doing you wrong. They doing you with lemon squeezings instead of loving. Nobody got that. So, I mean, the tax game seems a little more complicated, but you got people, like you said, Rudy was even mentioning that, like, yeah, somebody, auntie or uncle, they got TurboTax and they know how to do TurboTax well, so they charge other people, I'll do your taxes for you for just, and they might only be charging like $75 or something like that, but it's still, they running up in you raw. And okay, yeah, and they may not be a professional. They may be trying to they may know how to navigate the software. They may know the numbers. All they really doing is just inputting the numbers in, and it may say that you may owe this or you may be getting this back, but it could have been a different number if you went to a professional.
Correct.
This is very true. I see this almost every day. I talk to so many people that call me, send me messages, emails, and they ask me, or they do it online on TurboTax. This is no offense to TurboTax or anybody doing it by themselves. But the value work of the professional is I know all the tax laws from the state, the federal. We do Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Illinois, Mississippi, Kentucky. So we do all of these states, and that's the most important thing is about knowing actually how to do taxes, because anybody can input something in the computer. Anybody can do something by themselves. Everything's on YouTube, but you got to work with a professional who knows where to input this certain information, because we might have a wealth of knowledge to be able to get you a couple more dollars back, and you could have just saved you some time and headache and went with us and got the convenience of not actually having to worry about getting audited because your cousin did it on TurboTax, and you think, oh, they got me $5,000 back, but I could have really helped you out and got you some more money back and actually plan for the future. So you also have to pay for planning services, but we do offer that for free. But, those are some of the things that you can gain from working with us.
And the thing that people don't understand about things like TurboTax and TaxSlayer, they are just preparation softwares. Yeah, you can link up and talk to a CPA on those things, but they don't do the taxes for you. No. It's just a platform where you can do your taxes and file it from there. It's still just like doing it on paper, except now they offer you a way to do it on computer and you can e-file it. But you filling in that stuff. Mm-hmm. So when it's an error, it's not anybody's fault but yours. Right. So you definitely need a professional if you don't know what you put there and what the numbers mean and what, how you can gain more money, what you can deduct out of there, so that way it's less money that you have to pay out or less money that you have to, or more money that you can get back.
Right. And it's a software at the end of the day. Like, it's not going to ask you questions. It's not going to pry into, like, what actually happened this year? Did you go to school? Just ask it, all the pertinent questions. There's times where I step away from a tax return and something comes to mind that I need to go ask them, so the software is not going to do that.
And it's also, too, that every single year, the IRS has thousands of millions of dollars of unclaimed tax money because people just don't have all the right deductions on their taxes. And you only have 3 years to file your previous year taxes to get that money back. So every year I get people calling me saying, hey, can you do my 2016, 2017? I think somebody messed up. I'm trying to get my money. Well, you only have 3 years to actually file that, and they have a lot of unclaimed money that's just sitting at the IRS because somebody didn't do their taxes on time. They missing out on that money, or they auntie did it and they ain't put all their kids on there or something. So, you know what I'm saying? So let's just be smart about it, because you really just shoot yourself in the foot over thousands of dollars by saving $25, $50, even $100. So, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So think about it like that.
This past, month that tax season has started, we've already gotten about $55,000 back in refunds for our clients. And it's only been a few weeks into the tax season. And so that's just, you pay for what you get. Everything that's free ain't good.
And that's the thing. People hear the word free. The IRS has a free return system on different platforms, on TurboTax, TaxSlayer. There's a couple of them. And people want to go get the free return. But people don't understand, if you're trying to do things like free returns are for people who are W-2, right? Yes. It's not for 1099. No. It's not for anything with interest.
Houses.
Yeah, it's not for houses. That's for just people who just work a regular job, get a 1099, and they don't have anything else. And you know, you can still, and it still could be, you can still deduct stuff from that you don't even know. Like, y'all the experts, so I'm gonna go with y'all. I can round it back to y'all. If you're a W-2 employee, what type of things can you deduct from your wages as a W-2 employee that you can gain more money back?
First thing I like to always go for is health, because healthcare, if you don't own a house,
right?
Health insurance, healthcare, anything out of pocket healthcare is a big expense that I see people just blowing, man. Because everybody gotta, even if you ain't got no insurance, you gotta pay for some prescriptions, some aspirin.
So you could claim all that stuff.
You can
Up
claim.
to 7.5 of your AGI, your adjusted gross income.
Wow.
That's a big one, especially on the federal.
And it's a lot of
the
people
state
don't
of
know that. See, they don't. I never knew that. You could claim your health insurance and get the. And that's oh man.
Man, that's a huge deduction. I done saved at least 5 people. They was like, man, bro, are you sure I'm supposed to get this much money back? I'm like, yeah, man, I do it all the time.
Wow. What's some other stuff? We gonna help the hood.
Help the hood. So Pookie and them that buy them cars, you can get a tax write off on the price of that car. So you buy a car for $30,000, you get to write off some of that tax money for buying that car. Depreciation as well.
Sales tax on the car.
Wow.
State and local taxes. I mean, there's so many things you could write off.
Titles and fees. It's so many things you could write off, but you just gotta be savvy and know how to navigate certain things. I mean, teachers. I mean, you get $250 if you're a teacher to write off some of that information.
What?
Because
we're in the education field, you can kind of swing it. You don't have to be a classroom teacher.
Yeah.
So I'm an instructor. I teach a class once a month.
$250.
Man, come on, man. We about to, but what's some other common stuff like just that people don't know that you can deduct? I mean, like I'm a self-employed, so I know like I can deduct clothing and things like that. But like what's like just I'm talking about W-2 people, just that if they work at McDonald's or Popeyes and they got them and they eat, say if they ate too many chicken sandwiches, they can't deduct that.
Nah, not that.
A big one I'm seeing a lot too is if you got kids, not only the child tax credit and earned income credit, it's the
can't believe somebody called me during the show.
It's the child independent care credit. If you pay for child care out of your pocket, you can get a credit for that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So, say it's the mama and the daddy part-time custody, but he still, he might be on child support, but he still go buy, school clothes every year, get all the shoes for the boy and everything, pay for the hoop and everything. He can deduct all that.
Yeah, that's actually part of, so for instance, if you pay child support, that income that the other parent, it goes into their income on their taxes, and it's a deductible from your taxes if you're the one paying the child support. So that's one thing. The child dependent care, like he's talking about, if they go to daycare, if you pay a nanny, or if you pay your grandma or somebody, you can deduct the cost of that as long as you don't make over $43,000 a year.
Wow. See, a lot of light is being shed because, first of all, the healthcare thing. We all pay health insurance. Even if you get health insurance from the job,
yes,
write it off,
and they pay like this, you get like you make it a partial payment because you get it discounted through your job, but you can still write that off.
The premiums, you can anytime you go in and pay a co-pay, anytime you have to pay like a co-insurance, any of that. That's all
glasses,
contacts, birth control.
Wow. Oh, it's a lot of them.
So y'all know Valentine's Day just passed up. Y'all
right.
Plan B pills, you know what I'm saying?
Throw that on your taxes. Throw that on your taxes. I'm trying to tell you, man, they got the solution for you right now, man. That's crazy. I'm tripping on the car thing too. I never knew that. That's
another big one too that goes into the health is gym memberships. So while our man Lil Boosie up at the gym, that has to do with your health.
So I got a membership to Planet Fitness. See? So I can write off my membership to Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
correct.
It has
Wow.
Health, dental, and vision.
And then
gym memberships.
Especially if like you do like Herbalife and things like that, like nutrition plans and stuff.
So if for the people the Herbalife people,
where y'all at?
Where y'all at? Write your taxes off. Get your taxes done. Get your taxes done. Get your taxes right. Get your taxes done. Get your taxes right. Get your right your taxes right.
Hey. Oh, okay.
What was the jingle?
Tax Solutions.
Tax Solutions. We're going to play that real quick right now. We're going to take a quick pause. We're going to come back and talk more with Rudy and Francesca, more about taxes. Man, we're going to get these people to call in and ask these questions because people was inboxing me. They're going to be taking questions, and I said, yeah, and now I ain't calling. So I don't know what the but we ain't going to even go there. We're going to come right back in a minute with some more of this Vibe on Air type stuff.
Yo, this is Dennis Cash. Thanks for tuning in to Vibe on Air. Get the street all right. Stay with the vibe.
Are you looking for professional tax services? Do you have a family or own a business? Are you tired of long waits, calling for updates, tax errors, or inexperienced tax preparers? Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. Virtual or in-office appointments that saves you time and money. We do what computer software systems can't. Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. We service business, personal, and nonprofit clients. We also offer on-demand specialized workshops and classes to help you grow personally in your business or your nonprofit values. Tax Solutions. Fast and easy new client portal. Let us assist you with keeping your books and records in order year-round. Tax Solutions.
Get it on. Yeah, Black Power. We gotta unite as black people, man. Unity, strength, we black must unite. Because we are created in the image of the Most High. Togetherness is what we're looking for. Fighting each other won't bring any dividend. So stop the hating, stop the killing. This is what we love about the hating. Listen, black is treasure, we must right protect against each other's destruction. Yeah, let's love lead among we the blacks. And peace is what's expected in our communities. You and I must educate the children with truth. Cause we are royal kings and queens. Tolerance is what we must deal with. And doing each other is a major responsibility. So ask yourself, which impact have I made so far for me, my brothers keeper?
We come together, perfect harmony. Feel each other and work in unity. We come together, perfect harmony. Feel each other and work in unity.
Yo, I connect with the sun. No more division, make everything one. We are the people from which all come. March to the beat, hear the sound of the drum. Mr. Fofo, please don't confuse me. We go together like ammo and Uzi. All negative energy, don't amuse me. We play a part like actors in the movie. Together we stand, divided we fall. Stop the hate, everybody can roar. It's like all for one and one for all. If you feel you close to God, then make the call. The game is cheese and I spit cheddar. Shout out to my people, reppin' that go-getter. One of us, teach two of us, teach four of us, teach more of us, yeah.
If we try to do the things that is right, walk with power as high. If we try, show the world that we're strong, and that's where we belong.
We always preach about love, talk about love, write about love. But the big question is, where is the love? God is love. If you believe in God, what you supposed to do? We must love unconditionally, especially we the blacks. Remember your roots, your culture, where you come from. The struggle to continue. Let's show deep love by supporting each other in every positive manner. Be pleased and happy with whatever you do. Be clean at heart and learn about the truth. Greed is the key to destruction. Forgive and let go of the old things.
We come together, perfect harmony. Give each other and work in unity. We come together, perfect harmony. Give each other and work in unity.
Yeah, black power, man. Black power. Yeah, black power is neither a racist nor is a hatred of others, but rather a spiritual way of life promoting self-love, determination, and the well-being of black people. Yeah, scream! Oh, na 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 na. Yeah. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name. I'm talking to you. Nice to meet you, baby. Baby, hold on me. Good looking, you make me feel like 90s R&B. I'm talking on kid, a little juicy. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Tell the DJ, play another slow jam for my baby and me. A little Chris Brown, can I take you down? Tenderoni, I'm Bobby Brown. Not too much, I might fall in love. I just wait till you leave the club. Look just like an angel. Tell your mama thank you. I hope before I feel some type of way. And if I feel some type of way, I just need you to make my day. I put a smile on your face the moment you heard me say, come and talk to me. I really wanna know you, girl. I really wanna know your name. Nice to meet you, baby. Baby, hold on to me. Good looking, you make me feel like 90s R&B. I'm talking on Kelly, a little Josie. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, you know my name is Dre. I'm something like the man. I came through, I ain't worried, baby, unless it's about the man. Stay down till I came up. I'm ready to flex, girl, flex. Time to have sex, and I keep it playing, baby, that's no doubt. Wanna know everything about you in and out. You in the game and you focus, part of the play, and I notice you leading with Dre, you know it. You ain't afraid, you gon' show. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice to meet you, babe. Baby, hold on to me. Good looking, you make me feel like 90s R&B. I'm talking non kidding, a little Josie. Oh, ooh yeah. Yeah. We got it. Oh no. Yeah. Nice to meet you, babe. Baby, hold on to me. Look, you make me feel like 90s R&B. I'm talking all cat, a little Josie. Oh, ooh, yeah.
I shoot her like Trey B.
It's the vibe on air. Mr. D, the open mic king. And we up in here kicking it with Tax Solutions. They talking about taxes and shit. Nah, just playing. But we are getting some information that we did not know about taxes. And they gonna give you some more. You want to talk and ask a question? Because I ain't gonna keep asking questions for you, motherfucker. You gonna hit me later like, yo, can you give me their number? I'm like, nope. I guess that's not what Rudy wanted me to say. Feel free to call in 216-526-1555. If you're on Facebook, you can also hit me up there if you're watching the live stream. But we are talking with Rudy and Francesca of Tax Solutions Incorporated. Vibe on air, baby. All right, we're gonna stop. But nah, so yeah, I mean that was some, and you know, the information y'all gave was up. I mean, I see you came with some paperwork, so I know you got I know y'all got some things y'all want to just put out there to the people. So I'm a step back for a second and just let y'all say what y'all want to say and hit y'all spiel.
Cool. I mean, one of the main things I just want to be able to tell people is that taxes are forever changing. So, you know, if you have...
Because they just had tax reform this year, right?
Sure did. Another one, yeah. So even with that, it's just like, you know, you can have the software. Again, if you don't know kind of what's up and what's changed, you don't know how to really tweak your taxes. Or if you got like a dinosaur CPA that's old, that's Methuselah, he may not know.
Methuselah?
He may not know what's up.
So yeah, I mean, back when you colored...
he writing it in with a pen. So like we're not doing paper stuff no more. So some of the main things I kind of just wanted to let.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go on,
Yeah.
because what's the biggest thing that changed with tax reform that affects a lot of black women I know?
So some of the changes to taxes kind of almost penalize head of household and like single parent households.
And earned income credit.
Earned income credit. But I mean, there's some positives and some negatives to it, and some ways to kind of swing it. So when that came down the pipeline, we were like, oh, that's going to affect a lot of our clients. So we were like, what can we do? Like, what's coming next? So when we were just talking about like deductions and stuff and itemizations, like when we were just talking, so they want less of that. The IRS doesn't want you to deduct. They don't want you to get out of paying taxes. So what they did was they increased the standard deduction, and so that's almost doubled for singles and for married filing jointly. So married filing jointly is $24,000, and it's like $12,400 or $200 for singles. They kind of did away with exemptions and things like that to kind of minimize your income. So we're coming in with the health care. We're coming in with state and local taxes and home mortgages if you have them, trying to get those deductions. They did increase the child tax credit. So those are some of the things that like we're coming in with, kind of being equipped, knowing what's going on.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what she said, they cut out a lot of things that you normally could do, but we specialize in doing Schedule A's, which is itemized deductions, which is a write-off of a lot of different tax situations that you can do to enable to help you get some refund back, so you don't have to use a standard deduction, because that standard deduction is only going to give you a set amount that you can claim off your taxes. But if you know what we know, you can work around some of those things and be able to lower your income some more. The lower your income, the less you have to pay in taxes, which equals bigger refund. But you got to know how to work some of those numbers and be experienced and to know what you can and can't do. So that's why you should really just pay attention and read and call us.
So, but this is my thing. They want to itemize less.
Yep.
But they can't still really. But sometimes you have to itemize. You don't have a choice, right?
True. I mean, and their way of doing it is just saying, oh, now you can't deduct this, or they put a ceiling on how much you can take. And so, they're just trying to really make it where you break even versus, you getting money back.
Wow. So they don't want you to try to get the maximum for real. They just want to give you the number they want to give you.
Because if everybody take the standard deduction, guess what? It's more money people got to pay in taxes. If they don't have people like me, professionals, that know you can deduct health care or a car or a lot of write-offs on your Schedule C's for self-employment, guess what? You're going to go to TurboTax and put that standard deduction in there, and guess what? Your refund going to be lower, which is keeping money in their pocket, or you're going to owe.
Now, I know, you have to wait for a certain time during the tax season, because it's not like you really can do taxes before January. But you can prepare yourself before January, right? What's some of the things people could do to get prepared so that way they could be right on top of it before, W-2s even come?
The number one thing is we try to do is tax planning. When I say tax planning is we try to get people on a 3 to 5 year plan. So, with your W-2s, it's a thing called a W-4. And anytime you start a job or you start doing self-employment or anything like that, you fill out a W-4. And this is pretty much telling them how much money to take out for your federal and your state taxes. This is very, very important, because after the year is over, you wondering, dang, I paid that much in taxes, or I didn't pay enough in taxes. But you got to pay attention to your W-4. This is the form that HR or whoever does your payroll uses to take out of your taxes. Well, dang, they only taking $30 out of my checks and $10 out of my checks. Well, you got to pay attention to your W-4, because the W-4 is pretty much telling you the story of how much you can take out for my taxes for each time you get paid, whether it's monthly, weekly. So you got to pay attention to W-4. We do a lot of planning around W-4 planning, and this enables you to figure out. I helped a friend out. He was getting he had to pay $500. I said, hey man, change the numbers a little bit on your W-4 for even just half of the year. He got back $1,000 that next year. Just from one simple change on his W-4. And that probably ended up being $30, $40 a check. But could he save that $34 a check from stop putting so much gas in his car or eating out so much or whatever it was? But he was able to go ahead and save that $34 a month, and it got him back another $1,500.
But I do think people look at that a certain way because they may be you may be getting more money back later on, but you're getting less money now, and that's how a lot of people look at it. Like, I could be getting more money now and taking care of this, and I might have to pay this bill later, and I need that weed. It's always So how do you let somebody know it's more important for you to get the maximum exemption, the proper exemption, or the proper deduction rather from that check, and get that money back later?
I think to each his own. So if I'm talking to a client and it's pertinent for them to have money throughout the year, then we'll plan that way. But for a lot of people, you may have a big purchase that you're trying to make, or you have a set goal on what you want to save, or you're trying to buy a house, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when I have that, and you'll see it at the end of the year, times a couple, maybe times 2 because you got us working on it, that type of thing.
Because a lot of people right now, everybody wants money back. Everybody wants money back, but of course, people also don't want to put money in. And so if you had a formula for it, what would you say would be the right percentage that people need to look at as far as they pay and what should go where, as far as the deductions?
For most of our clients, I would say at least 10%. Depending upon their income. So if their income was a little higher, I may tell you to put in a little bit more. But at least 10%. So a lot of time we get folks that come in and say, I'm not getting anything back. And I'm like, well, you didn't pay anything into it. So how are you going to get anything back? So, they come to me with, income, and then box 2 says 0. So, yeah.
So you got to make sure that you're looking at your boxes and you're paying attention to what's actually going on with your W-4s. Don't just get your check and look at how much you get in your pocket. Look at those. How much you paying in taxes every time you get paid. So like she said, looking at the income, 10 to 15%. But we also like to look at the whole picture as well. So if you got kids, if you got a husband, if you got a wife, you got multiple streams of income, that will also determine how much you should really be paying out in taxes every time you get paid, or quarterly, or however you pay your taxes. So we look at it like that as well. So
now, what's some other advice you can give, or not even about advice, but there's other things that you offer, because you were telling me how you do seminars and you talk with other people, and you said even in the commercial you said you guys do workshops. Explain some of that to the people where people can actually learn some things and get more tax savvy and more financially savvy.
Our whole point of Tax Solutions, and to be different than other tax services, is to provide knowledge. So some of the workshops and stuff, we'll work one-on-one with people if that's what they need to do, and being more financially stable, things that you can do to better run your finances of your house, and how to grow personally, how to grow with your money, have your money grow for you. So those are some of our workshops. We do investment. We can talk about investment. How to get ready to and prepare to buy a home, and how your taxes and your finances play into that. If you're trying to start a nonprofit, how your finances have to rock with nonprofit. Like, what do you need to be doing to get money that way as well? So
right.
Yeah, so we do quite a bit.
Another one I do is people with kids going to college. It's something called the 529 plan, that you can get money out your check every week to go towards college tuition.
Really?
Yes. And guess what? This is a write-off on your state taxes. The state will give you a tax deduction for putting money into a college savings plan for your children. So these are the type of things that TurboTax ain't gonna tell you.
Right.
They ain't gonna tell you, bro.
They ain't gonna tell you that.
They ain't gonna tell you. Even if you put the money in, you like, dang, I don't know where this go.
And plus, once again, TurboTax is not a tax expert. They are a software preparation. That's it. It's a software preparation. It's like it's a paper form on computer dial. That's what it is.
At the end of the day. And to be honest with you, one of our missions and goals sometimes is for people to kind of graduate from us. So we try to give them knowledge on how to better do their taxes, or if we've trained people to become tax professionals, so that they can extend their business and become better people.
Now, one thing I would think y'all should do, and I think it would be a good thing, is try to come up with a curriculum to go to the schools and talk to these young men and young women and teach them about finances, how to put their money together, save their money, how to, prepare their taxes and get ready for the working world. Because like we were saying during the break, somebody has a brother and he looked at his check and was like, man, who the fuck is FICO?
Take my money.
Man, can I get my money back?
Like, I was supposed to get $1,250. I only got $1,000. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, nah, dude, you gotta pay taxes.
I think that's cool. Like, I'm in the colleges and universities. I think that it should be maybe in the high schools, things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope. I think that's something we can put
Once you
together.
get to the age where you could possibly start working, 15, 16, you can start working at 14. Sometimes you get it's like a student job, but you need to know how to handle your money, how to save your money, invest your money, all that stuff. So it would be nice to have that as a curriculum in school. And if I think y'all would be good to do that. Y'all y'all both got degrees and everything. Y'all like what people call the smart black people. Look at Rudy, it don't move. The number to call in if you want to talk is 216-526-1555. If y'all too lazy to call in, then fuck you. But what's some other advice you can give to people that simple with stuff like and we're gonna jump in. I want to talk about self-employed people and people with LLCs and stuff like that in a second, but just give the normal people, working people who are W-2, tell them what's some more advice you can get to people like that can help them get a better return and keep them up.
Well, one of the things I would say too is to really pay attention to the city that you live in versus the city that you work in. A lot of time when they get their taxes prepared and they do their local taxes, they forget that they have to pay if you live and work in a different city. And so a lot of cities utilize a thing called RUDY or an agency called RUDY to collect their taxes, and they're kind of ruthless, they garnish razors, and you just told us they're throwing folks in jail.
Yeah, some city of Warrensville, and I will throw their name out there. They will arrest you for not paying your city taxes, and then you have to bond out, and then you calling me.
Right. So
file your taxes.
Make sure you are filing your local taxes, and if and then one of the things, going back to our tax planning, we'll talk to you and say, hey, okay, you live in this city, you live in Beechwood, but you work in the city of Cleveland, but you haven't paid Beechwood no money. So you might want to take $10 out your check every month to send to Beechwood so that you don't owe them at the end of the year.
So let me ask you this. So if you live in Beechwood, but you work in Cleveland, do you have to pay both city tax? I mean, I know you live in the city. I don't know how that works when you work if you don't work in that city.
Some suburbs give you credit, and so kind of exempt you.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to pay where you work at, and you have to pay where you live at.
Wow.
Ohio is just one of those states too. I mean, Columbus has it. Cincinnati, they have different things. They have different school district taxes that you have.
Everything harder in Ohio.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I did Illinois taxes today for my dude in Chicago. Ain't no local taxes on there.
Nope.
None.
The girl last week in Alabama, it was no local taxes on there.
Florida's the same way.
Florida's no local taxes.
Wow.
So it's just how we run, government here, how they pay for their school districts and stuff.
It's too many damn cities in the Cleveland area alone.
Yeah.
You passed over this one street, bro. You in Garfield now.
Right.
You in April. You in Bedford.
Right.
You in EC.
So yeah, people
You're on the border.
like nurses or traveling nurses who work in multiple cities or construction workers or that work. It's tough. Like we really have to be creative with them, and we're tax planning comes to be key for them. So we're like, you have to really know ahead of time all these cities and start sending them a little piece of change.
Now, we talking about W-2s. Let's talk about like people who are 1099 or sole proprietor, or people who eventually have to pay. But not all the time do people have to pay, even though they're self-employed, right?
That's correct.
They can get a refund back. People don't know that. People think, oh, if I'm self-employed, I ain't gonna get no money back, man. I gotta pay my taxes. You get a check back. I gotta pay mine. But that's not always true.
You're right. I just did some taxes for a hairstylist. And so I'm in talking to her, she was like, I don't file taxes, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, you just said you went to school. So you're missing the, American Opportunity Credit, which is $1,000 refundable and $1,000 non-refundable. So you can get some money in your pocket. She was like, really? I was like, yes. So, what it comes down to is having somebody that can understand the income brackets.
Okay.
So not making, it appear that you made too much money, to get the credit, but making sure you don't pay too much taxes. So it's like it's a dance.
This is the big difference between self-employed and working for W-2. When you work at a W-2, they're going to take that taxes out no matter what. When you self-employed, you're really supposed to be paying quarterly taxes on what your income is. And then when you paying them, you trying to project how much income you're getting. Then when you file your taxes, you already paid something, so you ain't got to pay that big wad of money at the end of the year. Dang, I got to pay $5,000. But if you would have paid your quarterly taxes, you wouldn't have had to pay all that money.
Is there a set number for quarterly taxes, or is it based off income?
Based off income, based off what city you live in. You just, it's always fair to think about 10 to 15%. If you making $50,000 a year, $25,000 a half, $12,500 a quarter, just pay $1,000 per quarter. So and that way at the end of the year, you're like, dang man, I gotta pay $5,000. Well, you already paid $4,000 of it, so you already paid a good portion of it. Just do a quarterly tax planning.
Now, what's ways for somebody, of course, that's self-employed? Because there's a lot of deductions that are out there for people who are 1099, or if they, if you do your own taxes. Because say your person isn't 1099, but they're self-employed, and you come up with your own numbers. You may have multiple streams of income, but does it say that you have to report all of them?
So this is kind of like
we're
my
going into the
textbook
gray
answer.
area.
I mean, so this is how I'm gonna answer that. If you have a registered business with the state that you're in,
Secretary of State, that is
the Secretary of State, you need to be reporting that income and paying taxes. If you don't have and it's actually on the taxes, it's called legitimate business.
Oh.
Okay, so they actually talk about that.
Okay.
So if you're not a legitimate business and you don't make above a certain amount, you're kind of okay.
Okay.
We also specialize and we partner with a lot of different agencies in the community with business taxes and bookkeeping. Because unfortunately, our fellow Schedule C entrepreneurs, like my barber, I got this bag of receipts. How much did I spend, dude? You need a bookkeeper service, man. You need to get QuickBooks. You need to get somebody who can crunch your books.
Yeah,
every
they
month,
make
man.
neat where you could put the receipt straight through the damn thing.
And
Not a grocery bag. I'm not about to sit here. And
It's all on your computer now. You just go to a file.
Then you get mad when I charge you $800 because I had to look through all the receipts for 2 hours all day trying to figure out how much expenses you
At
had.
the end of the day, we're tax professionals, not bookkeepers.
Right. So
Right.
we also offer bookkeeping services.
Hold on, we got somebody calling in right now on the Vibe line. Let's see who this is. You tuned into the Vibe on air. Who this is?
Hey, Tarsha.
Hey, Tarsha, what's up?
I have a question.
Okay, let's go.
Sure.
Can I go?
Go ahead.
So it is basically when you're trying to file a quarterly taxes, what are you actually claiming? Are you like, for example, since I'm a hairstylist, am I doing the services or am I just doing the retail?
Okay, so ask me a couple questions. So, what income do you get on a monthly basis from doing hair?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
What income do you get on a monthly basis from doing hair?
She said, what's your income that you get on a monthly basis?
Let's say between $8,000 and $10,000.
Okay, so if you're bringing in $10,000 in that month, I strongly suggest that you pay at least maybe $1,000 out of that.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you the owner of the shop?
Yes.
Okay, that goes into another thing. Do you have like an EIN number or LLC that covers the shop?
Hello?
You're breaking up.
He said, do you have an EIN or an LLC that covers the shop?
Yes.
So you probably need to do business taxes as well to cover the shop and your employees and what's actually going into the business and what's actually going to the shop. And also you could do your personal taxes of the income that you're actually receiving from doing hair and the services that you do.
Okay. So I guess my next question is when are y'all coming in so y'all can talk to us?
Whenever you want us.
Right.
Did you hear that?
No.
So they say whenever you want them.
Okay. So I definitely need to set up something because I think we're doing it pretty well, but I think we're missing something.
Okay. We'll be glad to help you for sure.
Okay.
You need our contact information?
Yes.
Okay. Number is 440-665-1414. 4165. I can give you a link to our virtual business page. It's
Yeah.
www.rudyjones.work. I think D could probably post it on the YouTube or Facebook. The virtual business page has our contact information.
Too late
phone
now.
number.
Not
Right.
late. I got you.
Phone number, email address. It also has a video, commercial, and a lot of our reviews.
I'm sorry,
on
you're
there.
breaking up still.
Go ahead. Just speaking to the front of it.
Yeah, on the virtual business cards, it has our phone number, our email address, some client reviews, and also a video talking about all of our services that we offer. So definitely hit us up. Let us know how we can help. We can definitely help with the business. We do a lot of business taxes, LLCs. You might need some bookkeeping services, and to get everything in order so you could pay those quarterly taxes, so you don't have such a large, daunting tax bill at the end of the year. You're like, man, how am I gonna pay this? But if you pay your quarterly taxes, then you already paid a big portion of that money. So that way you can actually feel like you're feeling accomplished,
She done good, but thanks for the call. That's actually Tarsha from House of Beautiful Locks. She does my hair. But yeah, if you need help, we got this virtual. We got the website up there. The virtual. What is it called?
Virtual business page.
The virtual business page is www.rudyjones.work. Why couldn't it be Francesca Jones?
He the man.
He the man. That's right. That's right. That's the correct answer.
My dude over at Content Cards got us together on the virtual business cards. You might want to think about getting some too, man. Like, people lose business cards.
Right.
I can't find them. Where that dude number at? Hit us up on our virtual business page, man. It's always there.
I think I need that because people. My number is everywhere. Right. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere, and people still can't find my number.
I can't find this. Where's card at? The one dude.
Oh man, Mr. D's, I was trying to call you, man. No, you wouldn't.
Right.
But so now this is you said this is your baby. This is what you like to do. The self-employed thing. Mm-hmm. So. What's some other? Just give people some just straight up real advice, especially like a business owner like me. I got a bag and box full of receipts. I got deductions. I don't have none. You know what? I don't even say I don't have receipts and nothing. What can I do? How can I deduct some of the stuff? I know I got mileage because every time I have to drive to court, all that stuff. So how would that work for me?
Even if you don't have receipts for the gas, like you said, you got mileage. You know how much mileage you put on your car every year. So all you got to do is take whatever mileage you're going from home to court and back home. That's work, right? And then if you're doing something personal after that, that's totally different. But you can kind of keep track of how much mileage you got per day.
So would I could just write it down?
Write it down, and then so you can kind of guesstimate, a little bit. So say,
I can Google Maps.
Right, you can Google Map it and say, okay, it's such and such in miles.
So I had to leave from my house to go to Bedford Court, and then I had to go to the client house. Do that count too?
If it's work?
Yeah, yeah. So I'd be like, okay, I had to go to meet the client here, then I had to drive from here to Bedford Court, then I got another bond to Parma.
There's apps too. I use an app to keep track of all of my mileage, and it gives me a report at the end of the year. So I don't really even think about it. It tracks my car.
Because the only thing I really have is the paperwork I do the bond on that's to go off of. Because back in the day when I used to be downtown a lot, I used to park in the parking lot, so I used to keep a bunch of parking receipts because those was adding up. Or parking tickets and stuff like that. I might have gotten parking in front of the Justice Center or something like that. So all of that stuff adds up.
Yep, all that. So, anything that you're doing to promote your business, whether it is a business card, a virtual business card, whatever you're paying. Our T-shirts, shout out to Custom Tees because he got us together. But that's marketing for our business.
Right.
So, you can always kind of keep track of those types of things. I encourage people to, keep track because you can get your taxes done based upon a guesstimate, but what if they come back and want to talk with you? Right. So then what? You got to prove it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is the dreaded word that people don't want to hear. Audit.
We actually offer that service too. It's called audit protection and service. So they'll protect you against an IRS situation. The IRS will never call you and ask you for money. Only send you letters. So if you get a call from the IRS, it's a scam. They will never call you.
So they're not gonna call you ever.
Ever.
Remember that. They not gonna call you. Because if they call you, they're probably gonna be trying to act like they an American, sounding like something else.
Right.
Hello, my name is Ted Williams, and I am calling from the IRS to tell you that.
$8,000.
I cannot with y'all.
But that's what they do.
Yeah.
If you somebody, hello, my name is Frank.
Especially right now, I had to call too. You owe some? No, I don't, my dude.
No, we have just found that you have $10,000 in an account that is waiting for you. Now, all you have to do is send the $653.75. Like, Frank, where you from? Oh, I am from a small town called Detroit, Michigan.
Lies.
What street in Detroit?
8 Mile.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, I am sorry. I am from Flint Street.
Lies. No, but seriously, no. I would just definitely tell you guys to keep track of your.
See, he did slap him. But nah. But no, keep going.
No, but for sure, no. You really just want to keep track of those things for at least 5 years.
And a good tax professional knows exactly where all these things go. So if you give me a bag of receipts and they parking tickets or whatever, you got to know where to put that stuff at. TurboTax or anybody doesn't necessarily know where that stuff is going. You got to be able to have a professional that knows where certain stuff is going.
Because once again, TurboTax or whatever software you use is not. It's just for preparing. It's a preparation software. It says on the top of it. Preparation software. It's, if you need help, they got the options for to call a CPA or something like that. But if you make a mistake, it's your mistake. Yeah. If they click a button that says review, that's all they're doing is reviewing the stuff you put in.
Yeah. Yep.
They're not going to say, oh, we're going to make sure it's correct. They can't guarantee your taxes.
Hell no.
All they do is offer a platform to do it on.
That's it.
Call him, and he'll guarantee your taxes are correct. Can you even guarantee somebody's taxes are correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he guarantee. Look in the camera and look them in their face.
We will guarantee it, or I'll pay you.
Wow.
Pay you.
Because he owe me money. Not
Yeah.
He don't owe me that. But I like what y'all doing, man, and I like that y'all earnest. And the thing is, too, I like that y'all also willing to give back. To do, you, like I said, you came from a situation where there was gouging people and paying the employees less, and you in here to try to basically do it more for the community and give them a less, I ain't gonna say cheap option because y'all not doing nothing for cheap, but y'all giving them a less expensive option and willing to do more and be more professional, more courteous to the people that you're dealing with. So I commend y'all on that.
I had a single lady. I did her taxes last week.
Oh, the single lady.
She had one W-2 H&R Block. She said they was gonna charge me $150.
Oh my God!
I did her taxes for $80.
Man,
$80.
Come on.
$80.
Come on, Rudy. You can't eat. You didn't eat that day with that, huh?
No, and then let's go back. College students. So I work on a college campus. College students cannot afford to pay for no taxes to be done, but they have W-2s, a lot of W-2s, a lot of times from multiple jobs. And so we either do college students for free or for like $20.
Oh, wow. That's dope. Because I was going to say, have y'all ever thought about doing something like that where y'all do like maybe one day before like April, where y'all do like a one day, we'll do like people who could normally go to one of them free sites for free, and then do like, we'll do a free day if you W-2 and this, as long as you're not doing interest or anything, we'll do your taxes for free just to introduce, just to show some love to the community.
Most definitely.
That'd be dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I thought about that too. I was sitting here giving cash tickets away, giving $20 away if you a new client, giving a percentage off if you a new client, because I had a couple people reach out to me this year. I did their taxes. They was like, man, I wish I would have came to you sooner, man. Like they just like. I wish I would have like listened and plugged in to you sooner, what you were saying the last couple of years, and it could have saved me a couple dollars over the last couple of years.
Wow,
like,
that's dope.
If you were just plugged in and actually listened to what I was saying and I create value every situation, they was like, man, I wish I would have came to you a couple of years ago. Now I'm with you now, so that's a big value that people don't understand.
Well, sometimes you gotta fall and bump your head to learn the lesson.
Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of those. We got a lot of clients that go away thinking they can come and do it themselves, go mess up the taxes, and then come back and see us. And we got to do the amendment, or they go and pay somebody else and they get towed up and they have to come back. So we kind of see the continuum, but at the end of the day, we still here. We don't place judgment.
You can't get if you thirsty and you trying to be cheap, and trying to get something for the low, go fuck yourself, because That's what the problem is with a lot of the people in our community. They want to get something for the low instead of getting with this verse and just paying for what you're getting something for. I mean, that's what it is. And you can't just nickel and dime everything in your life.
No, and then like if it's a black-owned business and you trying to show love, do not ask for discounts.
Right, exactly. Oh man, come on, man, look out! I hate when people, especially if I know them, they be like, "Come on, man, you can't do this for me, man. It's me."
And
thank you. I know it's you, motherfucker. You called me.
Right.
I told you what it costs. I mean,
right.
Now I got a question here on Facebook from Philip Sean Tay. Okay. Do y'all know when they release people refunds with earned income credit?
Okay, so the IRS just updated. It'll be the 22nd.
Okay.
So it's coming up pretty soon. What? Saturday.
Because they just started doing amendment e-files right now as of today. So if people who need to amend their files, now you can. Yeah. And get an e-file instead of having to mail it in.
And the thing about that is we have the software where you can be first in line and get your money from when you do your taxes. Even if you do them H&R Block or by yourself, our software is prepared to get the front of the line stuff quicker, faster. Refund advances 1 or 2 days. So if you need money, you thirsty, you got to have some money right now, your car just broke down, your rent due. I just got my client like $1,300 before her rent was due. She was so happy, like, "Oh, you got me a check for real?" Like, yeah, like your check right here.
So you just write money.
You know.
I can't get a check real quick.
Yeah.
I like this.
I mean, no strings attached. No.
It's me.
It's me. You can't look out. I mean, look, it's me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, y'all giving a lot of good knowledge, man. And y'all need to follow Tax Solutions Incorporated, Rudy and Francesca Jones. Y'all need to follow them because especially if they come up with this one day where you can do your taxes. I mean, you got a tax professional now that's doing it for free, not the prep software. Yep. This is actual tax professionals that can do it for free one good time for you on one day. Blow them up. And even if you don't have W-2s, you doing 1099, see them. They'll work with you. I ain't going to say all that. I ain't going to say they're going to like give you the hookup. But come see them. It'll be worth your time and your money and your effort. But I got to tell the both of y'all something real quick.
What's that?
It's time
to play America's favorite game show. What does it mean? What does it mean? This is the game show where you have to define slang words into regular ass English. That's right.
I'm gonna suck at this.
The rules are simple, Rudy. You have to define slang into regular English as if you were talking to a nondescript white person. You cannot use slang to define slang. Okay. So you have to give it like a dictionary definition. You can't say, you can't use the word to define itself because I don't know how many times people are trying to say, I say, what does this mean? It means this. Then if you get it correct, and it's somewhat correct, you will get. Woohoo! If you get it really correct.
That's hot.
If you get it all the way correct.
Excellent.
If you get it wrong. If you get it real wrong. If you just say something stupid. And of course, you will be timed. Rudy, Francesca, are you ready to play? What does it mean? Oh, by the way, you're playing against each other.
Okay.
The heat is on. Rudy.
Yo.
Huxtable, your word. Yes, I'm going to screw your names up all the way through, too. Your word is T. T.
T.
Francesca, you can steal this question.
All right, let's do it.
It's the same question.
Information.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. Information.
That is incorrect.
T is information.
T is gossip.
Oh, good.
Gossip.
Gossip. You're right.
T is gossip.
Okay, we both said.
They're spilling the tea.
Spilling the information.
Like some gay guys on national radio. Francesca, your official turn. Your word is savage. Savage.
A rough individual. Ruthless.
That's hot. That is correct. That is correct. A person who will stop at nothing to gain and make their goals. They are ruthless. My style as a juvenile. Slang with a gang, bang in the meanwhile. Rudy, Rudy, rude, Rudy, Rudy, tootie. Your word. Your word is scant. Scant.
Having a bad stank attitude.
You can't use slang to define
Having
it.
a bad attitude.
Got it. Woo! That is correct. Or you could have simply said somebody who has a scandalous attitude. Scant. But that's correct. They have a terrible attitude. They're a terrible person. Or if you want to use slang, they got a stank ass attitude. You stank. Because if you switch two words in scant, it's stank.
Oh, man.
Francesca. Francesca. Your word is bando. Bando.
Abandoned building.
Yeah, that was kind of a weak question. That is correct. It's an abandoned building. A bando. Bando. Rudy.
Yes, sir.
Rudy. Your word is dead ass.
Serious. Like me.
Excellent. That is correct. That's when you have no facial expression no matter how you feel. No, that was a facial expression. That's not you. No. It's just that there. Frankie. Your word is face card. Face card.
What does that mean?
That's what I'm asking you. I guess you did not hear the game. I'm guessing you're not answering, so you get. Would you like to take this question, Rudy Jones? Is
I'll pass.
There's no such thing as pass.
We just don't know.
Face swipe. Face swipe.
It's when you are well known when you walk into an establishment, so they don't need your ID. Just like me, Mr. Deeds, the Open Mic King. Everywhere I go, they know me. Every other city we go, in every other vid. Never mind. Back to the game.
I know something new.
Rudolph.
Yo.
Jonesisco. Your word is fleek. Fleek.
Having everything nicely put together.
That is correct.
Excellent.
That is correct.
I'm tired of that word, by the way.
Fleek. I don't know if anybody really uses it anymore. If they do, they probably like 35, 45. The younger kids don't use it anymore. Nah. They use another word. Drip. But we'll get to that. Shut up. No. Your next word, Francesca, is trick. Trick.
Promiscuous woman. Is that a promiscuous woman?
No. Would you like to take a stab at it, Rudolph?
Whore.
Well, I'm going to give you, that's why I've given you the wrong answer, but it's partially correct. An actual trick is a man who buys sex from prostitutes.
That's true.
Oh, trick ass, nigga.
That's true.
He does.
A trick. But now people also say that trick over there, come over the house this week, that old dirty trick, as a replacement for the word biatch.
We all tricks if that's the case.
Right. We all tricking.
Gotta better play.
She said, not me. Rudy.
Yo.
Your word is hangry. Hangry.
Feeling hungry.
Francesca, would you like to take it?
Yes. The feeling of anger when one is hungry.
That's hot.
That is correct. That is correct. To be hungry and angry.
I am.
Oh, wow. But hold up.
This is the part of the game where these are your last words. You're going to get 4 words. Whoever gets the most correct wins the game. Whoever loses, we're going to take them out back and take care of them. So you came with your spouse, but you're leaving without.
I'm gonna need him to come home with me. Right here.
Well, he better get them right. But then that leaves you. It hurts when I do that voice. And I'm going to do this voice the rest of the game. Yeah. Starting with Rudy Jones. Your word is drip.
Having a good outfit on.
I'll give you the low one.
The word drip means to be fashionable or to be adorned in a lot of jewelry. To drip. You have so much ice on, it's dripping.
Like Boosie. Boosie should donate some of his money to Tax Solutions or college of his choice.
You need to donate his money to education. Himself. Educating himself.
Tuition, man.
And a better barber. Are you rich and look like shit? Look like the young Fresh Prince. I was raised in Baton Rouge, born and raised. But I still go to fatty places even though I got paid. I think I want to pay 19. Man.
All right. Francisco Jones. Your word is bromance. Bromance.
To love your best friend that is a male when you're a male.
That is correct. It's not a gay thing. Everybody that comes on the show and gets that question, they try to say they're 2 dudes that like to bump uglies.
Oh, no.
And it's not that.
It's your friend.
Get your set together. Rudimentary.
Yo.
Your word is going Dutch.
Wearing no underwear.
That's called going commando. Would you like to take this one, Francisca?
I sure would not. Let me see what Google's saying.
Nope. Just for saying that. It's when 2 couples go out to eat and they split the bill. Going Dutch. Hey, baby, I ain't got enough money. How about we go Dutch?
That's why I go to Wendy's, bro.
Make sure you have enough.
Make sure I got enough.
You gonna take care of both of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Fran, Nescafe. I can't even think of another name with that got Frankie in it.
Nescafe, really?
Yeah, I thought it just something. Your word is snatched. Snatched.
To have a flat midline, middle of your body.
Excellent. That is correct. That's correct. That's when you work out really much and your body is completely fit. All right. The last word. The last word.
You really don't have emotions, do you?
Rudolph.
Yo.
Yo. Your word is wave. Wave.
Getting on a trend.
That is correct. That is correct. And that's actually the best definition given by anybody about that word. To follow a trend. Very good. Or to follow the movement. All right. We're going to give you, guys, one bonus question. One bonus word. Whoever gets it will be the absolute ruler of this game and can take their partner home. Are you ready? It's a throw up in the air question. That means whoever answers it first wins. The word, the Joneses, is bet.
All right.
What?
All right.
All right, I'm going to have y'all answer y'all answers one at a time now. You see it.
Doing something.
All right.
Rudy. Francesca.
It's hot.
That is correct, Francesca. It is all right or okay. I'm about to go stir. All right, bet.
What was your saying?
He just said doing something. I'd like to thank our players. Francesca won the whole game, by the way. So give it up to Francesca. Fake all the yawns. That's enough.
You didn't clap for me?
But I'd like to thank both of our contestants for playing America's favorite game show. What does it mean? What does it mean? Neither one of our contestants will receive anything because we don't have anything to give them in the first place. That was just a bit of fun, man. It's just something to break the tension, man. What y'all think of that? It was cool. Y'all like it? Yeah, that's the greatest game in the world. I'm gonna be on TBS in about a year, and they're gonna like make a whole show off of it.
I can see that.
Yeah, but this is the part of the show where you two are gonna look into that camera. You're gonna look to them into the people's eyes deeply. As if you were trying to mesmerize them. And I want you to tell them what you would like to leave on their hearts and minds. Starting with Francesca.
So one of the things I want you all to know about Tax Solutions is everyone can have a business. Anyone can do your taxes. But there isn't a company out there, especially here in Cleveland, that is going to donate a portion of what they make towards nonprofits and area causes. So that's something that we do. So, anytime that you're getting your taxes done with us, just know that a local charity is going to benefit.
I would definitely like to say thank you for having us on this show. The most important thing I would just like to just tell people is to educate yourself. Whatever you do in life, whether it's taxes, real estate, just educate yourself. Be the expert, and that's what we are. So when you go to somebody and you want to do a service, pay them what they asking for. I'm about to give Dee some money on my Cash App. He didn't ask for no money, but guess what? I paid this man for his service and his expertise. So if anybody hit us up, we experts. We tax experts. We have 15 years of experience. We know what we're doing, and we can get the job done. Local experience with professional and outstanding service with reasonable prices. That's our motto.
Man, give it up. I couldn't have said it better myself, and I have. And I'm getting some money. Listen, it's a green screen, so let me put it on.
He was like, I can't see that.
I gotta put it on mine because remember we use green screen. But if y'all don't see that, that's what Rudy throwing right now, man. That's what you call love, man.
It's called cooperative economics.
See, they went to school and shit. I went to school for a minute. I'm always educating myself. That's the thing. If I appreciate that, man. Oh yeah, that's me.
Making sure.
But even if you didn't go to finish school, like I went to college and didn't finish or anything, I still took the initiative to keep, trying to make my brand and grow my experience. So you can always go back at stuff you could do online. If you want to create a small business, the SBA, Small Business Association in Cleveland, offers free classes. You can do that. You can always find a course to do something to get your mind right and get yourself more educated on everything. And like he said, become the expert, because that's one of the things I always say. You want to become the expert at anything you're doing. When I got into the bail bond business, or even when I do my podcast, I became an expert at this. I can start seminars now teaching people how to create a podcast, and I'm the only one that really do video podcasting in this city. And I'm gonna have a unique platform because nobody else do it this way. So you got to become an expert. That's the biggest thing I took from that. And then what Francesca said, you have to just be willing to do more and be willing to give back. Because if you're not, you're gonna be stagnant. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention, because they're about to tell you where you can find them on all social media and their phone numbers and everything. Who wants to do that?
You can find us on Facebook at Tax Solutions Inc. You can find us on Instagram at Tax Solutions Inc. You can also follow us on our personal pages, Francesca Jones and Rudy Jones. Any other things that you want to say, my love?
Yeah, you can also take a look at our virtual website, www.rudyjones.work, where all our information is on there. We also have a YouTube page. We on YouTube, Tax Solutions Inc. We also can give us a call. 440-665-4165 is my number. You can text or call. Her number is 216-401-1722. Or my favorite sometimes is email, taxsolutionsinc2014@gmail.com. That's taxsolutionsinc2014@gmail.com.
That mean they've been doing it for a while. If the email got 2014 on it, you know they've been doing this shit, nigga. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Joneses, Tax Solutions Inc. I'm about to do business with them. I'm trying to fix up all my 20 years of fucked up taxes. I might even be able to get like $100 back. Hey, I'd like to thank y'all for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it, man. I got to bring y'all back on it. This might have to be a yearly thing, or even after we might have to do a late tax show. Yeah. After the 15th, because niggas don't do their taxes on time.
Like, come on, get it on.
Like, this the late tax show with the Joneses. I just move out the way if y'all talk.
Yeah, we got you.
But look, y'all have been officially tuned in to the vibe over here. Mr. D's, the Open Mic King. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Hit us up on iTunes, all platforms. I guess I could just do it only one way to make sure y'all get it. So let's do the vibe on air. It goes a little like this. Facebook, the vibe on air. YouTube, the vibe on air. Instagram, the vibe on air. Snapchat, the vibe on air. Periscope, the vibe on air. Instagram, the vibe on air. Yeah, I said it already. It's still the vibe on air. iTunes, the vibe on air. www.thevibeonair.com. Make sure you hit us up, man. Follow, like, subscribe, and vibe. We'll be back next week. Who I got on here next week? I think it's somebody that want to come on the show. I'm supposed to have. I forgot. I didn't put it in my calendar, but I know where it's at. We'll figure it out next week. It's somebody cool, talented, they dope. They want to be on here. They said they're coming. I said, okay, y'all can come. So, Phil from South Hall is coming. He just got a new movie that he dropped in the city of Cleveland. He bring a couple of the actors down. It's going down. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk to Phil Mills. Phil go back. We done a couple of plays and everything together. So, he do directing and all this stuff. So we're going to talk to Phil South Hall and whoever else he brings. And we're going to keep inviting you. It's the vibe on air. We up out of here. Mr. D's. Shout out to Tax Solutions Incorporated. Rudy and Francesca Jones. We up out this piece, man. I'll talk to you later.